If you never read any Kafka or seen the movie The Fly, then the next couple of minutes could be a tiny bit confusing for you. I'm Dan, and today we take a look at Metamorphosis. It's the first-person adventure game that gives you both a look into the life of a bug and also answer the greatest question of them all. Would you manage a day in a bug's life? Stay tuned to find out. The story is based on what feels like an event that could probably happen to anyone. You play as Gregor, that after what seems like a night of drinking wakes up with a hangover like no other. After your first stumbling steps in your room, it's time to find the key that you in your drunken state probably have put in a drawer after you locked yourself into the room. At least that is what I think happened. As you walk through the corridors, you notice both weird family pictures, weird bug heads also, that you're getting smaller and smaller and eventually end up like this.
A ventilation hole? How on earth do I fit in here? These aren't the legs I'm used to. I know this sounds ludicrous, but can it be that I'm a bug?
So, what do you do? If you have not seen the epic classic horror movie The Fly from 1986 or read the novel that this game is loosely based upon, you would probably panic. For the rest of us, we would of course start to explore and embrace this new world we are now living in, probably even raise a little bug family and settle down in a sock drawer. Ha! Who am I kidding? We would all panic in this scenario and end up squashed by some big human foot. Back to the story. We are currently told by some spooky voice that we need to get to the tower, so for now let's drop this heavy thinking and let's check out what you can do with your newfound bug body. So what can we do as a bug? Well, for starters, we can run really fast and we can jump. And if we manage to find some sticky material to walk through, we can actually climb a lot of surfaces in the house. The game is giving you objectives you have to reach. And if you look closely, you can see where there are convenient combs and other things to climb. For me, I had the most fun on these parts where you just have to run and jump, since they are really smooth and reminds me of running and jumping in games like Quake. On your way, you will meet up with numerous different bugs that have things they need help with or are there just to add some depth to the story. They have everyday challenges, just like you and I. The story itself is pushed forward with you having to solve numerous tasks on your way to the tower. It can range from figuring out how to stop an old gramophone from playing a record, to in this case changing the time to have a bug office open its doors. And it's right about here you start noticing some of the challenges of making a game like this. I would say it's mostly based on the balance of giving the player the freedom to literally climb every surface to explore, but also giving some hints on where to go next. It's a hard thing to balance, not making it too easy for the player, but also maintaining a good flow of the gameplay. And in this game, it does not feel 100% yet. You have an overview that tells you points of interest, but the game is from time to time a bit too open for you to explore. So if you get stuck trying to solve a challenge, some points of interest are not there to help you solve the challenge, but just to try again add depth to the story of the bugs. And by having the voice line of the humans repeat itself over and over again, it becomes a circle you have a hard time getting away from. The audio of the game is good, the voice actor do a great job to match the characters they are giving a voice to. The bug language feels well thought of and sounds really cool. And as expected, if you climb too high, you might end up with your legs in the air, dead. Alright, it's time to look at all the parts of the game combined. It's a game based on Kafka's book The Metamorphosis, and where the book focuses on the relationship between Gregor and his family after his transformation, this game lets you explore the world as a bug. So it's for me a better angle that the developers have picked to base the game on. The game is unique in its way to let you explore the world of humans and has no real combat in it, so it would suit most ages to play. But the lack of more clear ways to solve a certain challenge makes it hard to sometimes progress at a good pace and can be hard for a broader audience to play. This doesn't apply to all the challenges, I must add, but it's a theme the game suffers from time to time. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun game to play, especially when you're just free running, and maybe it's because of that the other parts become a little bit too tricky. With clear guidance for the players, since the world can be so overwhelming, I think this game would really shine and give the player hours of fun gameplay. Perhaps we get to revisit this game in the future to see if anything has changed. I'm Dan, and it's been a pleasure showing you this game. It's out on Steam from the 12th of August, and as always, I will leave the link to the game's Steam page in the description below. I do game reviews and gameplay videos of indie games, so if you are into that, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And until next time, stay safe and stay awesome!